He earns $140,000 a year. No companies? And yet, he lives like he owns the world. This isn't just wealth. His power is hidden so deep no one can prove it exists. But today, we trace the empire they say doesn't exist and reveal how Vladimir Putin may secretly control over $200 billion. He walks in silence. No private island, just a man who appears simple on the surface, yet lives like a god. His official salary? Only $140,000 a year. No companies registered under his name. No luxury homes on public record. No jets that legally belong to him. And yet Putin lives like a global king. He travels in private aircraft, rests in billion-dollar palaces, and controls assets far beyond the reach of most billionaires. So how does he do it? This isn't about owing money, it's about controlling it without being seen. While the world looks for names, documents, and signatures, Putin offers none, because he doesn't need to. He built an empire designed to vanish on paper but live forever in real life. Take his famous palace on the Black Sea, with gold-plated ceilings, underground tunnels, and a hockey rink. It's worth over $1 billion. But does his name appear anywhere? Number. The property is owned by a company. That company is owned by another company, and that one is controlled by a close friend, one of Putin's most loyal oligarchs. Officially, Putin owns nothing, but he stays there. He holds meetings there. He lives like it's his, because everyone around him knows the truth. They just won't say it. This is the system. Putin gives his most trusted allies wealth, status, and power. In return, they put their names on everything he wants. Palaces, jets, accounts, companies, they are the face. He is the force behind it. These men aren't just friends, they are shields. Vaults, guardians of an invisible fortune. A yacht is bought, but it's not in Putin's name. A luxury jet flies across Europe, but the registration traces back to a shell company. A Swiss bank account moves millions, but it's held by someone else. This isn't sloppiness. It's a strategy, a level of wealth so carefully hidden, you can't freeze it, expose it, or even find it, because legally it doesn't belong to him. The West has tried to sanction him, to freeze his reach. But how do you freeze what isn't there? The palace belongs to someone else. The company is offshore. The name on the contract is loyal, but not his. Investigators digging. They publish reports, but they always hit a dead end, because Putin never left a trail to follow. He doesn't need to give orders. Everyone already knows what he wants. He doesn't need to hide, because the entire system hides him. This is what experts call the empire of nothing and everything. Nothing on record, everything in reality. While other leaders put their names on towers, brands, and political parties, Putin puts nothing at all. And yet somehow, he controls more than all of them. But he doesn't do it alone. Around him stands a group of billionaires. To the world, they look like business moguls. They own banks, media companies, oil empires. But in truth, they are Putin's front line. His financial soldiers. Men like Arkady Rotenberg, Yuri Kovalchuk. These aren't just allies. They are the architects of his hidden wealth. They rose alongside him, trained judo with him, vacationed with him, trusted him, and were trusted in return. As Putin gained power, he gave them access, and in return they built empires. Rotenberg's companies received massive state contracts. Timchenko's oil firm became one of the largest in Europe. Kovalchuk took over banks and major media channels. But many believe this wasn't just their wealth. It was also his. Part of a silent deal. We hold it for him. He protects us. These men became his vault, his wallet, his human firewall. They signed papers, moved funds, opened accounts. But behind every transaction, there was only one real beneficiary. They owe their entire fortune to one man, and they know it. That's why they never betray him. Because in Putin's world, loyalty is life. And betrayal? That's the end. Ask those who tried. Some disappeared, some fled. Others lost everything. The rewards, of course, are massive. These men own real estate in London, sail yachts through the Mediterranean, buy citizenship in countries that protect the rich. But they understand one thing clearly. None of it is truly theirs. If Putin asks for it back, they give it, no questions. Because their wealth may be in their name, but the control is always his. This is how the empire survives. Not with weapons, but with trust turned into currency, power stored in people, wealth passed between hands, never tied to one name. And while the West freezes assets and publishes sanction lists, Putin sits untouched, unbothered, because nothing can be tied to him, yet everything works for him. No documents, no confessions, no trails, only silence. These billionaires are the perfect front. They look rich, they live rich, but they never forget who made them rich. Behind them, above them, beyond them, one silent man controls it all. And the game has evolved. Today, the empire doesn't just hide in people, it hides in code. Crypto wallets, Bitcoin, Monero, Ethereum, digital money that doesn't need banks, doesn't need names, and doesn't need permission. A friend buys crypto in Moscow, splits it into a dozen wallets, and moves it through 5 countries in 5 minutes. It ends up in Dubai, Dubai, or London, or hidden forever in a cold wallet, locked away in a vault. Some of it is turned into digital art, some into property, some into political influence. And even if you trace the transaction, you still won't find the real owner because the owner doesn't exist on paper. This isn't corruption anymore, this is evolution. A financial ghost system designed for one man and spreading across the world. So while the West writes new laws and tightens sanctions, Putin's wealth just moves further into the shadows. Because his real protection isn't a bank or a law firm. It's people, silence, loyalty, and fear. Because those who hold the keys will never speak, and those who tried aren't around to tell the story. This is how you rule without owning, how you move billions without touching a dollar, how you build an empire where the truth is always just out of reach. So the next time someone asks, "Where's Putin's money?" remember this: it's everywhere and nowhere, in the hands of billionaires, in the codes of blockchain, in the names of the loyal, and in the silence of those too afraid to speak. This is how Vladimir Putin moves $200 billion without ever leaving a trace. If this opened your eyes to the real power behind global politics, don't scroll past. Like this video, comment "Shadow Empire" if you believe the truth matters, and subscribe because next, we uncover how the world's richest families control democracies without ever running for office.